All right. So, last time on Ace Brigade, our party was cut off at the pass by Olympia. The woman offered the group a place in her organization, or else face her in battle. The brigade decided to decline her offer, and a battle ensued. Midway through the fight, Olympia called upon a large pterodon to fight alongside her. Through some quick thinking by Vaz and her last fake blood packet, she managed to blind the creature. The party, in the end, came out victorious, with Vaz killing the fetchling and the others knocking out Olympia and her bugbear bodyguard. The party tried to calm the pterodon, but the creature became skittish and flew off. While examining the bodies, Nash found a note on the fetchling woman that called him the heir to the cult of Mendacium and to be wary of him. Climbing into Olympia's carriage, with the head of a river drake and unconscious Olympia, the party decided to head back towards Horizon's Gate. And if there's nothing else on the road here, you guys start heading back to town. Because you're in a cart, it takes about half the time to get back, which makes it be close to like 5 p.m.-ish. Sun's getting a little low.
The lockkeeper is gonna love us coming in with this at the end of his workday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
Had to clock out.
Yeah, Scrag is completely oblivious, just strolls in there like...
Alright, so you pull up to the lawkeepers.
Nash will see, Scrag just strolling up to the door like, should we perhaps plan what we're going to say? No? Oh, alright.
The lawkeepers are the one who wanted us to kill the Drake, right?
Yes.
So Scrag is just going to walk in holding the Drake's head.
We didn't have the Drake's head with us.
Wait, I thought we did.
You had like a tooth or something.
Oh, that's right.
Carry the Drake's head.
Yes. You brought part of it.
Yes,
yeah,
I remember
that was my bad.
Yeah.
That was my bad on the recap. It had been
I forgot.
like 3 months since we've done that.
Yeah, so I've got like a chunk of this Drake's lower jaw. And I'm just gonna without a word, just put it down on the front desk in front of this complete stranger.
Yeah.
I think I actually do want to hang back. Pickles wants to hang back so we can discuss what we're gonna say about Olympia. Well, Scrag is doing this.
Yeah. So yeah, like the woman at the front desk here, she just sees this plop down and goes, what?
I wrestled it.
Excuse me?
I wrestled it.
What the Sir, what? Please remove this from my desk.
You wanted us to get rid of the Drake, and so I wrestled it.
Oh, I see. No, you see how this works. You take the job from the Horizon Walkers and bring the proof to them. They have your payment, sir. Do you understand?
Apologies for the trouble, and then I'm going to pull off one of the teeth from the jaw and just give it to her.
She makes like this disgusted face as you drop it on her desk, and she just kind of pulls back and goes,
I hear they are very valuable here.
Perhaps, but not for me. Please take this. I do not wish to have it.
Okay, and I will take the teeth, and I will go.
All right.
We're all just waiting there in the cart, and like while Scrag is gone, Pickle's like, honestly, I just wanted to see what would happen with that one.
I have worked my lizardly charms.
Excellent. What are we gonna do about Olympia? Let's talk about that.
We should find a lawyer.
So, I love where your head's at, Scrag. That building, he points back at the lawkeepers, is like all lawyers. So, mission accomplished.
Thought it was cops.
Given the way that Lexidus is, it's kind of a tomato thing to some extent. Like there's guards, but like a lot of the people, like most people in there are familiar with the law.
That seems like an inherent dysfunction of the justice system. There's a conflict of interest there.
Well, we're not here to solve that. Right now we have to work within the system. We're just a bunch of weird guys. So, Pickles will turn to the others and be like, obviously just strolling in there with Olympia unconscious is not the plan. Do we go to Dixon first?
Yes.
I was kind of looking at Nash.
I think he should definitely be the first person that we speak to about this. I do think that we should also secure Olympia somewhere away from prying eyes before she wakes up.
That's a good point. Where do we go? Like, do you think that when you said away from prying eyes, do you mean like in there or like?
I mean that we're in the middle of the city right now, and if she were to wake up and start screaming, there are quite a many folks around here who should come to her aid, obviously. We don't know how many people she's got in her pocket. We should assume anyone. Unless there's someone in particular that you think we could trust.
I mean, Dixon's probably, in terms of lawkeepers, the one that we can trust with this the most, but apart from him...
He also works directly for the person that we can trust the least, so...
Right. Would... Gabriel, maybe?
He was my first thought. I should think we could trust him. I'd be sorely disappointed to find otherwise, but... our options are limited.
I'm good. I mean, unless anybody else has any other ideas, I'm good to go with that.
That might be our best solution.
Yes.
I can think of nowhere else quiet that we'd want to keep her. Not anywhere safe, at least.
We should shove a sock in her mouth so she does not scream. Why is everyone looking at me weird?
Seems a little harsh.
Nash's painted eyebrows raise.
I mean, she is a villain, but let's not act monstrous.
Well, we have to prevent her from screaming somehow.
Mm,
We could use
To
an
be a
apple.
sock.
anyway,
Let's get her out of sight first, and then next steps from there.
Yeah,
What
okay.
if we separate her minion from her and have the minion do the talking? Because the minion, I think, will be more likely to squeal.
That is a good point. Like, I guess I just wonder, like, whether there's, like, are they gonna look at us sideways if we're not bringing her immediately to them? Are they gonna look at us sideways as far as, like,
Well,
kidnapping her?
before I That's why I think we should talk to Lockhart first, because
Yes.
when we go to anyone beyond him, then yes, we should definitely have her on hand, as it were. We just need to be as reasonably sure as possible that we are not going to instead ourselves be arrested when we do.
Yes.
So you think we bring her to Gabriel's, stay there and call Lockhart to us?
I should think so.
Okay. Do you want,
Right,
maybe I could go in or we could go in and ask Lockhart to come with us now while the rest of us are bringing her over there?
Yes. Should we go turn in the quests with the guild as well?
I think we probably want to hold off on that for now.
I think that part could wait, yes. Time is a little bit more of the essence with her.
Yeah,
Greg
maybe
gives a thumbs up.
Screg and I, maybe we want to go and well, because I feel like if we let Lockhart know immediately, that at least shows that we're not trying to, like, you know, that we're trying to do this right, as it were, and we're not just keeping her for funsies.
Yes.
Are the rest of you okay to bring her to Gabriel's?
Yeah. So who's going in with Lockhart?
I think me and Screg.
Okay. Yeah, then Nash and the others can take the cart with Olympia to the Cabo Path pub.
Correct.
Yeah, I figured maybe do you guys want to do that first? Because we just did. Or I don't know how Liam wants to sort that out.
Yeah, we can head to the pub first and get that set up with Gabriel, because then you can just go get Lockhart and then show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the group that is taking Olympia, you head to the Cobblepath pub, and it's because it's about 5 o'clock. You see a couple people start to mingle in for some dinner. It's not quite 6. You know it gets a little busier at like 6 o'clock, but right now people are starting to mill in. You pull the unconscious body of Olympia, I suppose.
We're going to cover her up. We're going to cover her up with like a cloak or something first.
Yeah, so you weekend and Bernie's her into the door.
Yeah.
Very good.
And you spot Gabriel behind the counter. He is cleaning some glasses, getting himself set up. He sees you come in. Eyes the suspicious lump.
Hello, Gabriel. I have a question.
Well, of course. How can I help?
Do you perhaps have somewhere that we could hide a very not dead, very still living body?
An eyebrow raises at that. He kind of gives a little smirk and goes, caught someone partying a little too hard, did you?
That is certainly one way to put it.
We have a spare room upstairs for folks that get a little too smashed. Often I rent it out for the evening for a nominal fee. But for the afternoon, you can certainly use it.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, he puts down his glass and leads you up the stairs. And yeah, it's not a comfortable looking room. It's pretty barren. Clearly people have been in and out of here a lot. It has got like scratches on the wall and all kinds of wear and tear. And it's there's a clean bed, but it's not like new. Clearly been used quite a bit. And you flop her down, and Gabrielle heads back downstairs.
So now that we've dealt with her visibility, now we can handle keeping her quiet when she does wake up. Once again, a sock seems much, but I understand the idea behind it.
What if we wash the sock for? No, wait. I don't think.
Scrag is not there. Scrag is not
You're not
there.
there.
Scrag
You're
is
with
not
me.
there, and Scrag does not have socks.
That's
I
no.
actually completely forgot.
Yeah, it's me and Freaky Baz.
Scrag doesn't even wear shoes. He would poke holes in all his socks with his little talons.
That's true. Is okay. Real quick question.
Yeah.
Would Scrag have a PPA socks and sandals kind of guy, or just sandals only?
He's just either sandals or barefoot. He doesn't really have the option to wear shoes
I imagine he's
or
got these
socks.
cute little, like, dinosaur spats, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
That sounds adorable.
Oh,
I was thinking he had the dad grilling sandals.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
also thinking
those
that.
specific brown ones with like the Velcro. Yeah.
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 Leanne,
Yeah,
question.
Yes.
Does it say anywhere what's in the disguise kit, or is it just vague?
I think it's just vague. Let me double check. It should be in the equipment.
Because I was wondering if it had like
Okay.
like face tape that like you use to like that like people like do whenever they do like makeup looks where they like put under their jaw and they
Right.
like pull the skin up to make them look
Yeah.
more snatched.
Ah,
I'm wondering
yes.
if it would have something like that
Uh-huh.
we could use to cover her mouth, because I've got a disguise kit and replacement cosmetics.
Ooh. Yeah, we've got, it is a small wooden box containing cosmetics, false facial hair, spirit gum, and a few simple wigs. So I think under the cosmetics label, we might be able to have some tape in there.
Hell yeah.
Spirit gum her mouth shut.
Yeah, you could also spirit gum.
hurts so bad.
Oh,
Oh.
there is
That would
also
be awful.
that is worse than the sock, I think, but
They might ding us for
I think
that
more
one.
horrifying.
Yeah.
Just give her a prosthetic lack of mouth, just like cover it up entirely.
Yeah, a
Pour
prosthetic
out a
lack
bunch
of
liquid
mouth.
latex.
Like, I don't know how to say it, but like
Yeah.
use prosthetics to like make it look like she ain't got no mouth.
Exactly. Oh, that's
That's
terrifying.
horrifying.
That's why Shubs said it, not Nash.
Did we also want to tie her up as well? Because I believe I do have some.
I think we have her manacled.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Yes,
I
we
forgot.
did.
Yes.
Never mind, she good.
Because we were gonna in the middle of combat, but then we realized that it would take like I think 5
Yeah.
rounds or something to do that.
Yeah, so you
Something
saved it for
ridiculous.
the end when you knocked her out.
Got it.
But yes, I do recall you manacling her.
Yes.
Excellent.
So yeah, I guess we tape her mouth shut.
Perfect.
Yeah. I believe I also tied her up after, like as an additional layer of security for the manacles, but it was probably overkill.
Yeah,
No
I
problem.
think I remember that. Yeah.
that is also true. But you're the one that came down here, bud. Now you went back
Oh,
upstairs?
Reggie. Oh god, I don't know why I thought you were talking to me.
Sorry, I was talking. Reggie was scratching at the door, and I'm like looking at me dead in the eyes. I'm like, bud.
He's regretting his choices.
He's such a cat.
Yeah.
He can be. He's very smart like a cat.
He's a smart boy, but also silly.
Yes,
A silly boy.
he's very silly.
Excellent.
So we've got her tied up, we've got her hidden in the room, we've got her mouth taped. So I guess now we just wait.
Yep.
Yep.
And so we cut over to the Law Keepers, and Scrag and Pickles, you are heading in.
But we walk back in. Is there just the one receptionist that Scrag bothered?
Yeah, and she is cleaning her desk currently. She is scrubbing it with, like, disinfectant.
Oh god, do I have press? I don't think I have prestidigitation right now. Damn. Damn, I don't. I think I did also use the card. Well, no, I don't even have the deck of cards anymore. That's in Advice's inventory.
It sure is.
So Pickles will go up to the desk, and if there's a bell, he will ring the bell. If there's a number, he'll take the number.
Yep. You come up, ring the bell, and she looks up. sees Scrag and then looks down.
If Scrag like begins walking forward, Pickles will put his hand up and to like stop Scrag. Like, hey, so I know my friend here was just in here. We actually have a business with Lockkeeper Dixon. Is he still in today?
She lets out a sigh and goes, yes, Lockkeeper Lockhart is in fact in.
Would it be alright if we saw him? Or could you let him know we're here?
She puts down her sponge and goes, right this way. And leads you
as
back.
We're leaving, are tips legal, or does it get seen as bribes in the for like people like the Lockkeepers?
You would know that is considered bribes. It is not unheard of to do it, but it's usually people up to no good.
Okay.
Frowned
Pickles...
upon.
It is frowned upon. Some of the lower ranking Lockkeepers have been known to take bribes, but
Okay.
it is seen as a bribe to tip.
Okay, then we'll continue on.
Yeah. So she leads you down to Lockhart's door, knocks on it. There's a beat of silence where he goes, "Come in."
We will head in.
Hi there.
Oh, did we actually, before we got here, did we have like any? Because didn't. Oh no, we still have the book. We still have like the tax books and stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to review your evidence?
Yeah, because I think the only thing that would be relevant for us right now, because the other thing that Creek found was the people in the basement, but Creek didn't find any additional documents.
No, there was no documents down there.
I would have liked to bring the documents with us.
Yes.
Like the tax documents.
Yes.
And Pickles will, bring them to the Lockkeeper. We'll walk up to the Lockkeeper like, hey, we have a person waiting. We found some evidence, including some apparent, because Creek told us about the slaves, right?
Yes.
The people who were captured, who were imprisoned. There were some prisoners that were found beneath Olympia Smythe's mansion, and we also found some dodgy tax documents. And we have we'd like you to come with us to the Cobblepath pub. I know this sounds this sounds bad.
He is like staring deadpan this whole time. With every word, you can see a little bit of annoyance at the edge of his eyes with each thing. And he goes, "Oh boy."
Greg looks between the two and is like, I know you're expecting me to break the tension, but there's really nothing I can do about this one. It's very, very weird.
He, at this point, does that thing where you collect all your papers and tap them on the table, puts them back down, puts his pen in the specific spot right next to him, and gets up, brushes himself off, and goes, "All right, if we're doing this, I suppose we're doing this. Lead the way."
Yeah, and Scrag is going to kind of fumble, like get the tax documents out of his bag and just kind of, you want these left here, or?
Perhaps I should look at them first, yes. And he takes the tax documents and flips through them. And you can
not that one, those are Scrag's taxes, and then he just takes one of the books back.
How did you get those confused?
But I use the same notebook paper as Olympia. It's good quality paper.
Pickles will also help, like, I'm assuming Pickles and Scrag can help, like, point out, like, here's what we found, here's.
Yeah. He stands next, like, kind of leaning a little bit over and flips as you point, and he's nodding and his brow like furrows with every passing second.
I'm assuming also now that we know that there were like people beneath Olympia's mansion, we can find some connection to that in here as well.
Yeah. And he specifically also, as you pointed out, he points to a line himself that is going to the Empire. And he goes, "This is a lot of money coming from the Empire."
How much money does it have to be to qualify as high treason?
Quite a bit. Usually, the laws around high treason are a little more defined as going against the country, not lining your own pockets, but this definitely seems like an awful lot of money. And if what you say is true and she is dealing in slaves, it is unforgivable. You don't happen to have any of the individuals in question to testify, do you?
One of them said that they were coming back to the city, right?
We actually have several of them. Has Raj gotten here yet? I don't think he has.
Well, you haven't contacted him. You haven't seen him. You don't know what he looks like. Only, Creek does.
Creek does. Yes. There is a we know his name, though, right?
I don't think Creek told you.
I'm just going to say, yes, Creek has several contacts who will be arriving in the city shortly. They're a little shaken up, given they were just, slaves.
I think with this information, we should go straight to Tobias Farbridge. We can't go directly to Vulcanus, because he will simply brush us under the rug. Tobias Farbridge, though, being the head of the trade winds, is in so facto the mayor, more or less.
Plus, he's not gonna... Oh, sorry.
In any other town, at least, he would hold that title.
Plus, he's probably not going to be a fan of the tax evasion thing.
No. That is the biggest thing that I wish to bring to him, as it is under his jurisdiction.
So our friends are waiting at the Cobblepath pub right now.
With Olympia.
With Olympia. I guess my first question is how, based off of your assessment of the people involved in your organization, how much are we on the clock before somebody notices and or starts moving to
arrest us for kidnapping?
Silence some voices. I'm not talking arresting. I'm talking like, what's the over/under on someone just fucking burning down the pub with our friends in Olympia inside to cover their tracks?
That I do not know. Olympia's comings and goings with her father is not something I'm privy to. But if it was me, I would say we should move quickly.
Okay. Should we, we also probably need to get some of those contacts of Creek's. Get them to testify, make sure they're safe as quick as possible.
We'll need at least 2 or 3.
Lockkeeper, did you want to go to Tobias right away? Did you want to come with us to the pub first? Because if you're going to Tobias right away, I'd say, Screg, maybe you go with the Lockkeeper. Make sure, keep him safe. And I can go and let everybody else know.
I will go talk to Tobias, yes.
And
if you can get her to the Five Winds Conference Hall, I can get you in from there.
Okay, do we also want to get, I'm assuming we probably want to get some of these people who can testify as well.
Anyone you can get, bring them.
Okay.
Greg will hand off the evidence of the delivery of the medicine and the and the killing of the Drake to Pickles.
Okay.
I don't think we need evidence for delivery of the medicine, but certainly the Drake jaw.
Okay. Do you want one of us to come with you, Lawkeeper? Just, so you have another person watching your back, in case.
I believe that should be something we do. I do not know who is Vulcanus's ears in the headquarters right now.
Well, then you better bring along someone who doesn't have any ears.
Yeah, what is it like, you've got, like...
He pauses for a second and as he's, like, processing this. What do you mean?
So, like, I can hear. But, like, it kind of works different for me. I don't, like, have ears. It's complicated. We also do, like, a lot of vibrations. Like, it's not, like, the main way we sense things, but it's one of... Anyways, I'm gonna come with you.
Anyway,
and
you
he
can trust...
at this point stops and goes, Oh, I see. You're speaking of yourself because you do not have the actual... I understand. Yes.
Yes. I believe they are called pinnas. The outer ear is called the pinna, if I'm not mistaken, in humans.
Interesting.
You must understand, I do not always understand turns of phrases. They are not logical, and they...
It's ridiculous, like, trying to learn this language, and then people will, say something like, oh, 1 in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
I still do not get that one.
And then when you feel like you used it right, someone says, no, that's actually wrong. It's dumb.
Language has rules, and then they break them, and I do not understand why. The rules are there for a reason.
Like, how many E's are in the word judgment? How many E's are in the word judgment? Like, no, it's not. It's stupid.
I mean, there's 4, and I don't understand why.
You would hate Goblin. Goblin is if the common tongue in his country is like is rules like Goblin takes the rule book and burns it and dances on its grave.
Yeah.
It is the exact opposite of everything I care for in a language. Simple letters that make sound, spelled the same way. No 2 words mean the same thing. Back home they did that. It's frustrating.
Anyways, we should probably get going.
Yeah, Lawkeeper, you legitimately, I would trust Scrag and Gertie with my life. So I think I be safe, but just get there as safe as you can, and there's nobody else amongst us I would rather have watching my back.
It is the Lawkeeper's job to protect the civilians. But
who protects the protector?
I do appreciate watching my back, at least. Alright, let's be off. Before the night settles in, and Tobias starts his feast.
I'm gonna scramble my way back to the cobble path.
Alright.
Yeah, and Gertie's gonna be, like, sniffing around, trying to see if, like, making sure there's nobody else trying to, like, approach them in a way that is untoward.
I'll move you guys this way towards the conference hall. But yes, we will skip back to everybody else. Pickles, you head back to the Couple Path Pub.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm definitely going to be, like... I'd like to be kind of doing, like, a... As we're leaving the Lawkeepers, actually, I'd like to see if I can kind of do a perception and see if, like, I see any... If I catch any trace or... Like, I'm not looking too into it, but just, like, if there's any trace of, like, maybe Vulcanus, his name was?
Vulcanus
has noticed or anything like that. Any, like, couriers or, like, any shit like that.
Alright. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
Because this is a game with dice.
That's an 8. It's not going to do it.
Yeah, no, you see people moving back and forth, and you've noticed that this place is very busy now. There was people milling around before, But now you see, like, the secretary out the front is very busy suddenly. She is talking to a bunch of people. Lower ranking ones are coming in and out. You see some with the similar garb to Dixon walking around, the captains, but they all seem to be, like, it is orderly, but in a way that you do not understand. In that everything seems to be... There's lots of lines, lots of talking. Everybody seems to know what they're doing, but you don't recognize anything in particular standing out.
Okay, I'm gonna hightail it back to the Kalapath in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Screg gave me the tax documents, right?
Yes. I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, you have all the evidence. Well, I think I gave them to Lockhart.
Yeah,
okay.
It would make sense, actually, for him to have them if he's going to
Yeah,
go talk
actually.
to Tobias.
I think all he gave you was like the stuff for turning in the quests, like about the Drake and the
Right,
medicine
okay.
delivery.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. For fun, if you want, you could say you have Screg's taxes with you.
I don't feel comfortable holding those for Screg.
Good. They're personal information.
Also, I don't think anybody would have tax documents like that on them.
Screg felt left out and made his own.
Okay.
I was gonna say if anybody does, it would be Screg, but also we all know he's not paid his taxes. He just got here.
Yeah.
And he already wasn't doing the right thing, so like,
if we want a little bit of world building, a lot of the taxes are done through the guild. The higher ranking merchants will keep their own, documents, but a lot don't even really bother too much because it is done through the guild. They, drop off their stuff there.
Screg actually does genuinely want to join the Merchants Guild, so that is also part of the reason he made that little ledger for himself.
That's fair. That's fair.
He just got out ahead.
He can definitely have it.
Yeah.
I've just wanted to explain how it would work.
Anyway, I get back there.
Yeah, and you see Gabrielle at this point is serving a few people at a table, notices you and points upstairs and goes, your friends have gone upstairs.
Excellent. I'll head upstairs, and I'll, walk in with everybody else, and I'll kind of, give the, I'll see the situation with Olympia, and but before even acknowledging that, I'll kind of just sort of word vomit the down low with what happened with Lockhart and the fact that we're going to, the 5 Winds, and we also need. Go ahead.
real quick before he does that, is Olympia still knocked out?
She is starting to stir at this point. You can see her starting to move. She has not regained consciousness, but it looks like she is struggling to wake up.
Okay, because as soon as she wakes up, Nash would tell Pickles to shush. But as long as she's not awake yet, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm quickly gonna vomit out everything that we did and the fact that we need to find, the people who were captured by Olympia and bring them and Olympia to the 5 Winds.
Well,
A quick
Creek, you're the...
question.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, did he tell us where they were heading? I'm trying to remember as well a while ago. I think he did, right?
Raj?
Yeah, Raj, yeah.
Yes.
Did he mention?
He said he would come to Horizon's gate. He didn't exactly say where. Mostly because you were like, yeah, get out of here, go. And he's like, do you want me to go to Horizon's gate? And you're like, if you want, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. It's more like a, let's get you out of here before something worse happens. Okay. So he's just here somewhere.
He's here somewhere.
So yeah, Creek will say, yeah, I was more focused on them out of the situation than any aftermath. It's just gonna say the Magic Man Raj. He mentioned he was gonna head over to Horizon's Gate, so he should be here somewhere, but actual details I do not recall.
Well, seeing as you're the person who's encountered them before, Perhaps you and someone else should go try to find these people.
I was thinking maybe you might be the person, Nash. I mean, you're an investigator.
I'll certainly help in any way I can.
And then maybe Vaz and I bring Olympia to the conference hall?
Sounds agreeable to me.
Mm.
This sounds like a plan.
Vaz, can you control a carriage? Can you drive horses?
I mean, I took horseback riding lessons as a child. I can't imagine this is much different.
Okay, good. So you're gonna drive, because they freak me out, as I've established.
Horses are fine. I don't know what you're
They're
talking
not
about.
fine.
Well, now that that's settled, you could tell Nash is trying not to laugh at Pickles. All right then, Creek, lead the way. Let's see if we can track these people down.
I think the academy might be the best spot to check first.
Well, that does seem to attract magic men, as it were, and he's going to smirk a little bit at Pickles again.
Pickles is actually kind of in, like, high alert mode.
The horse.
Not even about horses, but yes, also the horses.
Yeah.
Yes. There are other
We're in it-
factors, but like the immediate danger is.
Yeah, right now he's confronting horses in his immediate future.
Man, goblins with horses and dogs, they just don't get along.
That's a mood.
Nash will give him just a little pat on the back as he and Creek head out. Just a little encouragement.
All right. So, Nash and Creek, you head up towards the academy, and at this point in the night, you start to see that people are exiting the academy, starting to head home. Classes are wrapping up for the day.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like more early
It's like
evening, late afternoon.
it's like 5 o'clock ish, 5:30. It's around 5:30 at this point.
All right. Should I do an investigation check, or am I able to give Nash some clues on like descriptions and stuff?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So with your description of the fact that it is an orc dressed in star-adorned robes, looking a little scholarly, a little older, with long hair, and you point out that he has the symbol of the Church of Brahman on his cloak. Mm-hmm. That will give Nash about a +3 to whatever he would roll for perception for investigating. Because there's no investigation roll, because honestly, that's dumb. 5e's dumb.
Yeah.
I hate that investigation and perception are two different things. Fight me. It's dumb.
It's
No, because you're right though.
no, and like, don't even get me started on how like apparently we've all been using insight wrong, but the way that they actually describe insight, like the people who wrote the book, I have like listened to them out of their mouths describe how insight should work, and it does not make sense, and I don't like it. Anyway.
Also, it's split into active and passive perception. Isn't active perception just investigation anyways? That doesn't...
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry.
I was gonna try to be cute. I was gonna try to be cute and make this a society roll instead, but I do have like more perception, so I'm just gonna stick. I was gonna be like, hey, can you just like ask around and do a society roll instead? I've got a +8 in that. Oh, perception's a +10. Never mind. We're just gonna look.
Yeah. I would have been down for it, but no, I think perception is your better skill.
I like to
it
imagine
is.
Nash tries, and he's like, actually, I would do much better just to look myself.
Yeah,
Everyone being
He's-
like, I don't know what you're talking
Nash,
about.
he starts to try to talk to people, but they're all just trying to get home. They give him a weird look. He's like, I don't have time for this right now. Hang on, let me see here. Let me see if I can make...
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. I got... You said a +3, or did I
Yeah.
just make up a number? Okay.
No, yeah.
Because just because Creek knows exactly what we're looking for, and she's got a good memory.
Yeah. Alright, so that's a 23.
All right, 23. So you start looking around, and you see a lot of humans. You see the odd dwarf leaving. Not a lot of elves. Not a lot of orcs. But as you're like looking around, you spot Professor Miri with a big pile of books as she's walking down the hallway. Oh, hello.
Do you need a hand with that?
If you don't mind, I would appreciate.
He'll take the stack of books.
Yeah. Oh, you'll take them all. Perfect. Thank you. What brings you here this evening?
We're actually looking for someone. We were hoping. We don't know where in the city they might be, but we were hoping the library or the academy may have acted them.
Oh, well, I'm heading right there, so we can always take a look.
Of course.
It's great to see you again.
Of course. It's always a pleasure to see you as well. And she leads you down. She is chit-chatting with you as you go about the class that she ran today and how they delved into elven history of the region. But as she's like explaining it, something feels off about the whole thing as you're walking. Creek, you're just like, that doesn't seem right, but you don't know what the actual answer is. As you keep thinking, like, everything feels like, that's not quite right. But I don't know what the answer is. It keeps slipping your mind.
So while he can still see the books, just very briefly, because his shadow is about to cover them up, like, what kind of books are these? All just like also like elven history related?
Yes.
Okay.
One is like titled Elves from the Northern Forest. There's one that's like Elven Elven drinks throughout time, and one is like the history of different tools being used by the elves, and it's like every single book is a different like subject of that. And
time was good.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, and like everyone that like every writer that you see listed, none of them sound like an elvish name. So clearly, this is all like humans speculating.
I was gonna say, I wanted to joke that the Drinks Throughout Time was like written by a really judgmental human bartender.
Yeah.
Who, like fucking.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, one is written, every elf poops.
There's like a fucking response book by another professor going, not all elves poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Creek.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Creek, you can't pinpoint why all of what she says isn't quite right, but you feel like everything isn't quite right.
Yeah, she's kind of like tight-lipped. She is nodding along and listening to her just kind of like info dump, because Creek always loves an info dump. But,
like, as a good example, it's like a weeb talking about Japan.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've actually been there.
Yeah.
I don't remember that being a thing, but I mean, Oh, okay. Sure, go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nash is also listening and nodding along, but he is watching Creek's expression with much interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's trying to hide it, but she's not doing a very good job. She's just trying to be polite.
Yep. And yeah, you eventually hit the library, and the dwarven librarian, she's there again. She looks and she recognizes you all and like raises an eyebrow as Miri comes up and like pokes her little head over the counter and goes, I've brought the books back. Ah, of course. And she takes the books from Nash.
Yeah, I was gonna say he'll hand the books over, and then like she can actually see what they are and account for them.
Yeah, and the shadow like sloops away, and she starts pointing at them. Yep, I'll return these. Miss, has an who are you looking for?
Yes, we're looking for an orc that has like star patterns. He's really calm looking, kind of scholarly. Has he happened to drop by?
I believe you also mentioned the symbol of Brahman. Might be a standout feature.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah, actually, that'd be hard to miss someone like that. I saw them looking up stuff in the back here. As she puts the books down on a trolley, she leads you back, and sure enough, in the back of the academy sits an orc with that slick back hair, gray in it, and he's got a book open and little tiny readers as he's like flipping through. And the book that he's flipping through specifically is Laws of Horizon's Gate. He's clearly looking for something in there.
Nice.
And he notices you approach, and a big smile crosses his face as he recognizes Creek, showing off his tusks. Ah, it's you.
Greetings yet again. I'm glad you made it here safely.
Yes, I got most of them up to the docks. Sent them off. The Dorito clan, however, has followed me. I dropped them off at at one of the pubs down by the fisherman's area. Hopefully they don't cause too much chaos there while we wait. I plan on getting them back to their home eventually.
Oh dear, yeah, they were kind of a rambunctious group there. But
Yes.
no harm.
Well,
Apparently they live on Camp near Deep Woods, which is apparently to the north a bit.
yes, well, it is likely beneficial for us, at least, that they stick around for just a bit. Yourself as well. We actually came to ask if you were perhaps willing to testify against the person that held you.
He closes the book and places it on the table, and he gives you a slight nod and goes, "Of course. I had expected as much, which is why I thought it'd be best to come back. I've been trying to take down this woman's ring for quite some time now."
Well, with your testimony, this is going to be the nail that's going to hit the coffin.
Excellent. We've run into problems before, as she is related to such a high-ranking person in the Lawkeepers. The last one that I had in my employ trying to stop this, she had to pretend she was dead because a bounty got placed on her head.
Jeez.
I do hope she's alright. I haven't seen her since that incident.
Wouldn't worry too much about her.
Alright. I suspect we're doing this tonight, then.
Yes, the sooner the better. We are attempting to go right over Vulcanus's head this time. We not that slavery isn't quite sufficient, but we have sort of an in with the head of the trade winds, and I can't imagine he'll be a fan of all the tax evasion.
Excellent. They do love their tax rules here. And he points to the book. I was researching it just now to make sure. I want to make sure we know every rule that she has broken Because I am tired of dealing with her.
Right.
It's kind of been a pain in our side as well.
Well then, should we go and collect the Dorito clan on our way?
Yes, I will warn, they are very excited right now to be free. They may be a little drunk already. Especially Cool Ranch. But let us be off.
It's legally distinct. Dorito is spelled differently.
It is.
It is.
It is. I specifically spelled them all differently.
Yep.
It's called
Love them.
Ranch.
Corange.
Spelled with a
They're
K.
my favorite. They're my favorite NPCs. I love
Incredible.
them. Let's collect those buggers.
Yeah, alright, we're gonna head out to those pubs by the docks. We are
Yes.
familiar with most of them.
Yes.
Yep.
He leads you to the Siren's Grotto, which you remember was where Blue Bonnie was staying. No longer there right now. She is off on the seas with her velociraptors. But the barkeep is in fact there, and Scragg's friend, childhood friend, is there as well. And sure enough, the Goblin clan is dancing on the tables, being excited.
My people know how to party.
They do.
Oh, they party hard.
Now she'll just look at Creek like, do you have any ideas on how to round them up?
Well, kind of. Drake is like gonna go up to them and just. They're like super hyped and like dancing around, right?
Yeah. And one that you recognize as Chili, she stops and points at you and goes, Pale elf, come again, yeah!
Greetings, friends. I see we're having a great time.
One just kind of leans back so that its head like flips around a little bit and looks and goes, uh-huh.
Well, how about we have a little bit of revenge, shall we?
We get to stab, we get to kill.
Not that kind of
stabbing.
revenge, not that kind.
Aww.
No stabbing, no killing.
But they
hurt
us bad.
What if we humiliate her instead?
Yes.
Make her hurt on inside?
The worst kind of hurt.
Kill her pride, as it were.
Kill pride, kill pride! They all start chanting.
Awesome. Do I need to do? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh no, they're anti-gay people. Oh no, they're homophobic.
Corporations on July 1st.
Oh god, they're like straight month.
Oh no! Oh no!
No,
Oh, no.
They would never. They are allies.
On
They
Ace
are allies,
Brigade,
They would never.
every day is... Wait, no. Every month is Pride Month.
We've had gay pride, now it's time for gay wrath.
It's gay wrath time! Yeah! But yeah, they start chanting. Roll me a diplomacy to see if they actually will comprehend what you mean.
I'm untrained. Shit. We'll give it a try. Whee! A 3. Damn it.
We have hero points, though.
Yep.
Everybody has a hero point. We should.
Everybody has
I
a...
do. Hey, I will use my hero point. Oh, which apparently I already used. I meant to get it.
Oh yes,
Let's
if
try
it
one more time.
if it's off your sheet, make sure you add one to your sheet. 9.
All right.
So they start chanting and start drinking more beer.
They're getting riled up, but they're not focusing.
They're not focusing. One has picked up some mozzarella sticks and started shoving them in his mouth.
Love it.
Nash, anything you want to do here?
Definitely riled them up a little bit. I might need an assist.
He's going to look around, watching them continue to drink and eat the mozzarella sticks and all. How can I word this that won't get us in trouble later? Because I have an idea. It's not a great one.
We love bad ideas.
No, I'm gonna go with a different bad idea. He is going to, what other kind of snacks have they got right now?
They have nuts. They have little buns topped with like some seeds. There is the mozzarella sticks. There is little meats wrapped in bacon.
Seeing them continue to get drunk, he is just going to look at Creek and shrug as if I'll do what I can. He's going to find the nearest like basket or bowl of like whatever kind of snacks he can that is not currently occupied by a goblin that might bite his hand for reaching for it. And he is going to he's gonna just kind of shout at the goblins like, the party's continuing this way, and he is going to breadcrumb trail them out of the pub.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Was really hoping you would do.
I was gonna try to tell them that like the party continues elsewhere, and like tell them they could go like raid wherever they were headed, but we really can't give them that free reign. So
No.
Yeah, no, that's too chaotic.
so yeah, no, we're gonna attempt the breadcrumb instead. What should I roll?
I'm just
to get
looking
their
it
attention
up now. My brain wants to say either nature or survival, but you could argue society.
I'll take society or survival. They're the same for me.
Yeah.
So I'll just call it survival, I guess.
Yeah, you're not really trying to persuade them. You're trying to lead them with food.
Yeah.
It's like hunting.
Let's try it. A 14.
14. They
How
are
hard can it be to lead drunk
young
goblins with
yeah.
food?
Yeah, this would be an easier roll. It's just Greek rolled really low with her to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not the most diplomatic.
Yup. They just misconstrued her entirely. But yes, with a 14, helps if I just checking the list. Yeah, I'll say that is a pass. That some of them start to like wander off as you're leading them, but you manage to like get Harold to shoo them in the right way.
Yeah.
As they start heading towards the Five Winds Conference Hall. And this whole time, Raj is in the back with his arms crossed, snickering a little bit. That old man kind of laugh.
It's quite a entertaining like predicament we are in. So I don't blame him.
He's used to their nonsense. All right. People are converging. Pickles and Vaz, you are going to start to try and get Olympia in the carriage when she riles herself awake and she glares hatefully at Vaz from the bed.
Don't frown, darling. You've already got enough fine lines.
You see her start to try and kick, but she's all tangled, so she just kind of awkwardly flops on the bed.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you go ahead. I don't have anything.
Well, I mean, she's awake. Pickles will look at her and say, "Listen, Miss Smythe, I'm gonna be completely real with you here. You are absolutely in the right to be as pissed off as you are, but the unfortunate thing is, we kicked your ass and we could do it again. And in this instance, the law is on our side, so you can come with us and be chill, or we can kick your ass again. That's kind of where I'm at on this."
She flops around a bit, trying to, like, get herself sitting upright, but she cannot get it quite right. So she's just a wriggly fish on this bed.
Pickles will go into his backpack, and he will pull out a scroll. He will pull out the scroll of, he will pull out the scroll of floating disc. And he will look at her and say, "I don't have this spell in my spellbook. I will burn this scroll to get you to come with us without any fuss. That's how much I want to make your day bad right now. So it's up to you."
She, at this point, like, rolls and tries to, like, roll towards you. Make me a reflex saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, you take a step back and she hits onto the ground hard with the thump. And at this point, she's trying to, like, find a way to kick you from the ground.
Okay. So Pickles is kind of in a... What cantrips do we have in the cantrip deck there? Because the thing is, that was actually a bluff because you can't put a creature on top of the disc.
I think the one that you gave me, did you mark off? Is there a way to check off? Check what spells have been marked off, because I think it was just a bunch of prestidigitation. Yes,
No,
it was like the prestidigitation.
Was it the 5-pack? Because I had, I thought I'd give you, like, the full set of them. Unless, oh, you know what? Might be wrong. I don't know.
No, yeah, in my inventory, I just have the 5-pack of prestidigitation.
Gotcha, okay. Well, I mean, so between here and the cart, like
there's a bar full of patrons who will watch us drag a kicking and screaming woman out.
Yeah. Can I just knock her out again?
No.
Actually, that is a quote. I know that this is metagaming, but Shelps has given us a good idea. We do have windows here, right?
There are windows.
Can Vaz bring the horse carriage around to behind where the window is?
Sure, let's do that.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
We're in for a penny and blah 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 blah. I can't talk today. We are in for a penny, in for a pound already.
If you can find a way to get Pickles to push her out the window.
Yeah, that's my only thing, is I don't know how that's gonna work logistically. Unless Pickles sits with the horses, and we hopefully catch her without breaking her neck on the carriage.
So, I would like to use my... because I haven't used it yet. I would like to use my, hold on, I have this in here somewhere. Where did this go? My Wand of Animate Rope.
Ooh.
Because I have not used it yet. And I believe I can use that to like. Can I? So I'd like to basically use this rope and like kind of anchor it on like one of the like the top of the bed frame, and tie the other and have it tie the other bit around Olympia, and basically have the rope magically lower her down. If I need to do any of the other stuff.
Yeah, I think you'll need to like tie her to make sure she's secure. But it will if it's a magical rope, it can definitely lower her down.
Yeah. Also, is this an alley that we're in?
It's the Cobblepath pub is adjacent to the main road.
Okay.
The Cobblepath, as it is. Hence the name.
Okay. We had her like covered in something before she got here, right?
Yep.
I would like to cover her up and tie that whole bundle up.
Okay. Yeah, it was like, I'm assuming it's somebody's like bedroll. Not Nash's, because he didn't have any.
Yeah, I want to get that, and I want to tie the rope tie around the well, I believe that I can have it do multiple things.
What does the rope say it can do?
You cause a length of sectioned rope or rope-like object to animate and follow simple commands. You can give it 2 commands when you cast a spell, and 1 command each time you sustain the spell.
Okay.
And it's sustained up to a minute.
Alright. So, to pull this all off, I'm going to say roll crafting to make this look convincing.
That's very fair. I'm an expert in crafting.
Yes.
19.
19. Not bad. Yeah, it looks a little lumpy, a little person-shaped, but it's doable.
Okay. I'm gonna have the rope tie around her and tie to the bedpost. And I'm gonna look at her as I'm gonna kind of try and heft her up through the window after Vass has brought the horses around.
Yep.
And I'm gonna look at her and say, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you struggle, this will be a lot worse for you.
You hear even muffled or like grumpy noises from her. She tries to move, but she's really wrapped up now.
All right, and yeah, we're gonna push her out the window and have the rope slowly lower her down.
All right, with a magical rope, that is doable enough. You do catch a couple of glances of people that are heading to the pub for dinner. And one, like, walks up to Vaz and goes, "Oi! What that? What you doing?"
My friend, sometimes people need to be taken out of a window for their own good.
He raises an eyebrow. At a person? Looks like a pile of clothes. It's just an odd way of taking things out of window. Do you say person?
Hold on, I'm trying to think of something. My brain is molasses today.
All good, all good.
I apologize for making you have to yes and me.
It's okay.
I'll click this to say that I used it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tragic case, honestly. Bewitched by some spellweaver from up in Udria. If you're not hexed against it. It might be contagious. If I were you, I would just continue walking, my friend.
He goes a little pale at that. And he goes, well, damn. That don't sound no good, no. Lots of spooks up in Udria. Be safe. And he goes into the pub.
And Baz will just give a nice little show wave. Just, of course, be safe as well.
If Pickles catches Vaz's eye, he'll look down at her. He'll give her like a very sure nod of thumbs up, like a a fucking confident smile and a thumbs up, like yeah. My plan, by the way, is to kind of like lower her down and then kind of like swing her into the carriage. If that makes sense.
All right.
Well, because it's not open on the top, right?
Yeah.
Or is it open on the top?
It's not open on the top. I thought you were just gonna drop her on the roof of it.
If you want to do that, and I can finagle her inside, so that way we're not.
Yeah, between the two of you.
Possibly making spell checks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think between the two of you, yeah, you can get her in with all the preparations you have done.
Okay. And then I'm going to, after that's done with the rope, I'm going to coil the rope back up, and I'm going to walk calmly down the stairs and join Vaz.
Yeah. As you exit, you notice that more and more people are coming in for dinner. It's getting a little busier, and Gabrielle, waves at you as you leave.
And Pickles will, he'll hop into the back of the carriage with Olympia, and he'll sort of wrap on the front of the carriage. And he'll kind of just sit in. So he'll look at Bastard who's with him and say, I'm sure nobody saw that.
All right.
Or rather, I guess he'd say, I'm sure nobody important saw that.
All right. So you take off towards the Five Winds Conference Hall. And everybody else is making their way there as well. You cross the bridges over to the castle island. All of the usual hustle and bustle has died down for the night. All the high-end shops are closing up. You head towards the main castle, and there, sure enough, Lockkeeper Lockhart comes out with Scrag in tow and sees you all approaching from the different bridges and motions you inside. You head into this...
I feel like I missed hijinks. Did I miss hijinks?
Go for it.
Yeah. Nash is still leading the goblins along with the snacks. No, what makes you think that?
Kill!
Yeah, why would you think that's Greg?
Kill! Pride! Nom 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 nom.
Damn, these goblins are philosophical.
Stab it.
This is
right
honestly
in the
probably
gut.
the most normal day we've had in a while.
That's saying something.
One of the goblins now has this deep, tomato color to her face as she turns and looks at Pickles, who comes off the carriage and goes, "Ah, hello.
Hey.
You're cute.
You seem drunk.
Yeah, very drunk. So is my brothers. We all drunk. You want to get drunk too?
I actually need my wits about me right now.
No fair.
Maybe later.
Pickles, I think as the kids say, she is trying to put the riz on you.
I'm trying to
Scrag.
turn up the heat!
Scrag, at a goblin party, either nobody is drunk or everybody is drunk.
Yeah, that. And the ones where nobody is drunk, then it just usually devolves into fireworks and death.
Yeah. Yeah, and mostly the reason that nobody's drunk at those parties is because generally when you have parties where there's fireworks and everybody drunk, that's the death of a goblin civilization, basically.
Yeah.
Like, everybody dies.
Oh, is that
think
what
we have a
happened
word-
to camp
I think
on
we have a
Redwater?
We have a word for it.
Yeah, we do.
It's death by firewater.
Death by firewater! It's bad. I heard it happened to one of the tribes to the east. Rest in pieces. All pieces. Rest.
God, they party hard. Rest in pieces.
Anyways.
Anyways.
Yes, the Dorito clan is here to help with the testimony, much as they can.
These are our witnesses.
Yeah, we
But
got.
we also have this one, and he's gonna gesture to Raj.
He waves. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pleasure. My name is Raj. Raj Taktara. At your service.
We have the accused.
His face goes a little darker as he looks at the lump. The bane
Like
of
to
my
imagine-
existence.
I like to imagine Pickles saying it that way while just like slapping the bundle like the hood of a car.
Yeah.
You can fit so many criminals in here.
Well then, shall we?
Yeah.
And Lockhart nods and like makes eye contact with Raj and nods again and goes, "Yes, this way." And the big gates are open, and he leads you through to the castle proper. There are rows and rows of knights in shining armor and large portraits of men and women that look similar to Tobias. And you get to like this one big hallway with different kinds of portraits that look like all kinds of different people lined up, and each one is labeled a different like decade basically of the different leaders of the guilds throughout the last little bit. And you get to the last one, and sure enough, you see Tobias, and you see Vera there, as well as the gnome that you saw at Sown Hope, Thimblebee Spindlevoss. You see a gnome with more eastern features, smiling, and you see the Iron Spells leaders standing, looking very gruff and like bored in this painting.
I'm sure they loved picture day.
Oh yeah, they look not pleased to be there at all. But Vera's very smiley in the picture, and Tobias looks regal and is holding Morris the cat. And
How is Morris?
I guess you'll find out as Lockhart leads you a little bit further down and opens up another set of doors into what looks to be a huge conference room. There's a large round table in the center that seems to fit enough people around for general meetings. There is behind them these huge windows that overlook the courtyard of the castle. And you realize at some point you have gone up some stairs and didn't quite notice because it was all twisty and windy in here. And Tobias is sitting at the desk with Morris on his lap, and he is talking to another older man with white hair, dressed in a lawkeeper attire. And you all recognize him as Vulcanus from the one time you saw him yelling at Lawkeeper Lockhart.
Ah, fuck.
And he's got this, like, Dixon's got a stern look on his face and, like, kind of, like, glances at you as if you can read his expression as this was not how I left this room. He's trying to keep it very, very straight-faced, but you can tell. Pickles specifically can tell that he is irritated. Sir, I have brought the people that have brought this to our attention. And Tobias looks over at you and smiles widely and goes, "Ah, the people that have rescued my dear Morris." And you can see at that sentence, Vulcanus's like mouth turns into a little bit of a frown as he looks over at you. Lawkeeper Lockhart, it appears that you are trying to talk to Tobias Farbridge without my presence? Yes, sir. I see. And what is the reason for all of this? And he looks directly at the group that has brought in a riddling, writhing pile.
Greg begins to take out his, like, tax documents, and then he looks at everyone else in the group, and I assume one of them kind of shakes their head, and he just kind of puts it back without a word.
No, actually, well, we want Olympia's tax documents.
I was going to say, clarification, does Greg mean his own tax documents?
Yeah, that was his own.
Why?
Okay, then yeah, then Nash would not shake his head, but his shadow would.
Yep.
Exactly.
Greg, wrong ones. The other tax documents.
Greg has put them in the care of Mr. Dixon.
Yes. Lawkeeper Lockhart sighs and goes, "We have information that Olympia Smythe has been up to some problems." And you can see Vulcanus, like, gets immediately a little mad. You can see, like, that vein popping on his forehead, and he goes, "I'll assure you, sir, that my daughter has done nothing wrong in her entire life."
Greg, like, wheezes and points.
Yeah.
Vaz coughs into her hand and looks away.
Pickles will look at Lawkeeper and says, "I wasn't aware that slavery was legal in this city."
Vulcanus looks directly at you and goes, "That is a bold accusation, sir."
I mean, it's hard to deny it when the people that were the subject of imprisonment and slavery are right here.
And the goblins go, "Kill Pride!" And Raj, like, puts his hands on all of them, and you see, like, a little magic out of the corners of your eyes as he, like, coats them in this warm feeling, and they all kind of calm down a little bit. "Yes, sirs, I'm afraid I've been the receiving end of Olympia Smythe's operation, and I can verify that she has been keeping orcs and goblins in her basement to be sold to the Empire." Tobias looks over at Vulcanus. "We have eyewitnesses." And Dixon hands Tobias the papers, and Tobias starts flipping through them and goes, "And these are very compelling documents. Aren't these written in your daughter's hand?" "So, this one looks like it's written in yours." And Vulcanus is turning red.
Just as an aside, when the goblins calm down a little bit, Nash will give them the bowl of remaining snacks to occupy them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Most of them start munching, but one of them stands up and goes, "They captured us in the east, took us from our home. They put us in the basement. I saw them put fetchling tattoos on them. The kind that turns people into obedient slaves. You cannot go against them or the pain shoots through you.
Also, Screg does not want to belabor this point too much, but why goblins and orcs specifically? That's, like, kind of fucked up, you know? Like, I think that's also a hate crime.
It is a hate crime. The Blue Cry is right. It's because the orcs they took are from northern Badlands. Which is not under the jurisdiction of here. I understand word jurisdiction, yes. Don't look at me like that.
Are you a lawyer by any chance?
No, what a lawyer. Can I be
Never
lawyer?
mind, just keep talking. You got this handled.
It
clearly.
sounds like a cool thing. Can I be lawyer?
Actually, you would probably talk to, and Pickles will point at Lockie Dixon, that guy, about becoming a lawyer.
After, maybe.
Afterwards.
Okay. But yes, they took us away. And Raj comes in and goes, I have been following this woman's tirade across the whole continent. She thinks she can take what is not hers because it is not human. You wouldn't look down on us because we're not human, would you? And Tobias kind of, like, tilts his head as he's still flipping through stuff, and he's, like, looking up every so often and looking over at Vulcanus, who is becoming increasingly more red.
Should we, extricate Olympia's head for, like, uncover her head from this bundle at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you, like, pull her apart, and she, like, pops out, and she is still, like, trying to make noise. She is screaming behind the tape, and Vulcanus stands right up, slamming his hands onto the table, and goes, How dare you unhand my daughter immediately!
Your daughter did something so bad that literally anything we have done to her, like, is kind of justified by default. Like, I cannot overstate how bad what she did actually is.
It is also a self-defense measure, as she has brought harm to us, and he points to her, like, angrily wriggling, and is attempting to continue.
Things aren't looking good for you, Vulcanus. Tax
She's trying to, like,
evasion is...
headbutt Pickles right now.
Yeah, Vulcanus, your daughter fucking hates us, like, a lot.
Yeah, she is, at this point, trying to headbutt somebody. She's a darling flower and would only do so if you attacked her first.
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about?
This is all lies, all of it. Tobias looks at him and puts his hand on Vulcanus's shoulder, goes, Vulcanus, I think you need to take a look.
If you weren't an accomplice, I would be like, oh, sometimes our children do things and it's not your fault. But, like, this, I think, is actually also your fault.
I have a quick question for the DM.
Go for it.
Because I am not a spell person. Does Pathfinder have some equivalent to a zone of truth?
If it does, then it is no longer called that, probably. Let me have a look.
Yeah.
Because they recently changed a bunch of the spells, which I would say some of them are worse off for it.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't think so. There is a Ring of Truth. What does that do? Oh, that is Zone of Truth. They just renamed it as Ring of Truth. Creatures take a -2 status penalty to deception checks. Each time a creature in the area speaks the true statement, a soft ring of a bell sounds in the area. Neat.
I think there's also some, like, weird, like, focus spells or whatever that, like, allow you to, like, basically have people innately know that what you said is truthful.
Yeah.
But, like, that's a personal thing.
There's Glimpse of Truth. Oh, yeah, that's like true sight. And word of truth. You speak a statement you believe to be true, and if it is free of any attempt to deceive through twisted words, omission, and so on, the statement must be 25 words or less. Bah, bah, bah. So,
yeah, that's a truth cleric thing.
Yeah. But yeah, Ring of Truth sounds like your best bet here.
Yeah, Nash would then just kind of, Sorry, that got me.
Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat.
That's Leary speak for Zone of Truth. Anyway, Nash would just look over at Pickles, or really to anybody in the room, and say, well, if all of this evidence is still somehow not enough, how about a testimony from the woman herself? Is there some sort of magical effect that might compel the truth?
And at this point, Vulcanus stands up and goes, yes, of course. The Ring of Truth. We shall bring it, and I shall prove that my daughter is innocent. And you can see like a little fear at this point cross Olympia's face, because she's not going to be telling the truth.
And you would consent to both of you being checked for any other magic that you might be able to use to, circumvent the spell?
Yes, Vulcanus, would you consent to that? Vulcanus turns and goes, of course, I have nothing to hide. My daughter does not either. Again, you can catch a look of, uh-oh, on Olympia's face.
Well, as long as Vulcanus isn't the one casting the spell, I'm cool with this.
And
are we going to trial?
Tobias nods and goes, very well. Lawkeeper Lockhart, bring me either someone from... No, let's not go with the Church of Lexidus, because they are all under the employ of our friend here. How about you go to the Church of Oldir? Yes, sir. I'll be right back. And what follows is probably the most awkward, 20 minutes, as the goblins are in great detail explaining what's going on, or what they experienced to the best of their degree, which is very strange to listen to. Cool Ranch is the most succinct. The rest are kind of babbly.
Nash would ask just a couple of clarifying questions to them. He would show them he's got that drawn symbol of Mendacium still, and he would pull that out and set the paper down on the floor or on the table or somewhere, and move his hand away so it could be seen, and ask if that's what those tattoos he was talking about looked like, those fetchling tattoos.
Yeah, they look at that and they shake their head and they draw something else. And looking at what they draw, it is not a Mendacium tattoo, but looking at it, you do recognize it as fetchling tattoos, usually placed on slaves in the mines.
Okay.
Just going to... I just realized didn't move everybody to the island. For visual reference.
Ah, shit, no!
You okay?
Sorry, don't mind me. My diamonds went everywhere.
Oh, no! I'm so sorry.
No.
Your diamonds!
Yeah.
Oh,
No, get off the sticky parts.
Diamond painting. Shelps isn't just rolling around with a bunch of actual diamonds.
Diamond painting, yes.
Oh no, I've spilled my diamonds.
Yeah.
No, my diamonds.
My mini real and actual diamonds.
Yeah.
That's a house.
So as this is going on, eventually Dixon comes back, and at his side is a man who looks to be about late 20s, early 30s, with blonde hair and white and gold robes with red tinting on the inside. He has a brooch on him that is the symbol of Oldir, which is the sun. He looks around and goes, "This what we're here to do. All right. Hello."
Nash and his shadow both wave.
Pickles
Good
will also
evening.
wave.
Afternoon.
My, this is quite the grouping. Yes, for those who are near here, greetings. I am Adrin Wilmere. I work for the Church of Eldir, and I will be performing the Ring of Truth today. Oh my.
Hello.
Hello. My, there is quite a group. And he walks over to where Olympia has been settled and draws some symbols on the ground, and they light up with this warm golden light that echoes the sun, as Vulcanus goes in and stands on there as well. And he, at this point, now that he's by his daughter, he quickly gets her up and takes the tape off, and she goes, "Daddy, these awful people came to my house and broke in the door. They broke the window. They went through your study." And at this point, the ring goes off. True. Aha! So these fiends broke into our house.
Screg is not super familiar with the law, but we can have a separate trial for that. I'm willing to go down for that if you go down for fucking slavery.
And
Did you have slaves, Olympia?
And Vulcanus answers at this point, "There has been no slaves in our household," and there's no ping. And he stops and he goes, "There has never been any slaves in our household." Olympia goes, No slaves at all. There is no ringing. It is silent. And he looks at her and goes, "Olympia, my darling girl, what have you been doing? You're going to break my heart. How? Daughter!" And he goes, "Father, no. It was the Empire. The Empire pushed me into it. You understand? They have a constant need for slaves over there. Don't you understand, Father? It was that awful Lucius Pierce. He pushed me into this." And there is no ping.
I didn't hear a ding. Vaz, did you hear a ding?
Lucius Pierce couldn't push a breath past his lips if he needed to.
I like to believe that she, briefly stepped in the ring to say that, got her ding, and then stepped back out.
Yep.
There is, in fact, a ding on that.
And Mr. Vulcanus, just to clarify, you had no knowledge of this?
I had no knowledge of this. And there is, in fact, a ding then.
Huh, I didn't expect that one. More fool me.
While we're at it, Olympia, if you could, just for the record, state, I also did not deal in illegal dinosaurs. God, I just lost the other one. What else did she do? Nor did I commit any tax evasion, or put a hit out on any of the people in this room.
She crosses her arms and, does that snooty motion. And Tobias kind of looks at her and goes, "Denying to answer the questions in the Ring of Truth more or less constitutes that they are correct."
Screg will actually step into the ring. "Hello, my name is Screg Trapjaw. I call myself Screggery, but that was just, something I made up. It's not my real name." And then there's a ding. And then he's going to explain, he's a dinosaur expert, and he's going to, basically go through the entire process by which she would have had to take, raise, and train these dinosaurs, and say there is basically no way naturally that these would ever be anywhere near her residence if she had not brought them there.
Yeah. And everything pings there, and she, at this point, goes, I did not raise these dinosaurs. There is a ping there. I simply bought
Did you
them.
hire people?
Yes, I hired people to bring me the dinosaurs, and there is a ping there.
You
And,
realize by admitting
The
to that
illegal
one
dinosaurs.
thing,
and then she stops and goes, shit. And you can see behind Dixon's mustache a smile forming. It's illegal to sell dinosaurs in the town. It's illegal to bring dinosaurs here without proper authority. Like here, and he points to Gertie wearing her little Horizons walker. She has been approved. You.
Greg already did his time. Ding.
Dang. No, we don't need to go into that right here.
Yes, Greg's gonna leave the circle now and shut up.
Vulcanus is red, he's angry, and he is looking at his daughter with a disgusted look. I have been protecting you my whole life, darling, and you go and turn this against me. Father, I was not turning this against you. I provide us great wealth. You always said that I bring great wealth to the family. It's for our good. And there is a ping there. And Vulcanus just kind of looks at her and goes, I'm so saddened by this.
Does it ping?
It pings. And you can almost see her heart breaking at this point.
Olympia,
You
one
know,
other...
Olympia,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, you go ahead.
my family has a saying. And I remember being very young when my father taught it to me. Family is the only wealth. How poor you are now. It is the duty of nobility to take care of the people. Not enslave them. Not beguile them. If there's a lesson to be learned here, I hope you're paying attention.
And I think at that, she collapses to her knees and buries her head in her hands and starts to sob. It's not fair. It's not fair. Over and over again, but there is no pings happening in this circle. And the camera starts to fade to black as you find out later that she has been sentenced to 20 years in prison, and a complete investigation is being held of her holdings, her transport goods, her fleet that she has of 2 ships. And Vulcanus has been very, very forthcoming with any information he can provide.
I think I like to imagine as we're sort of like finishing up with that, like as Vaz kind of says that and closes it out, like the feeling of like triumph in here just kind of turns into like this sort of, at least for Pickles, like into this kind of like sadness of like, wow, like, you know, it kind of mollifies him a little bit, seeing her like, you know, just fucking humiliated that badly.
Yeah. The goblins all cheer. Yay!
Hell yeah.
Fair,
cry,
like
kill,
honestly.
cry.
Very, I mean, fair. They're entitled to it.
Yep. And as that all wraps up, sun has set over the horizon and you start to head out of the Five Winds Conference Hall. You pass by a billboard with a poster on it. Vaz, it catches your eye. As it says on it, traveling for the first time, the hit stage play from Udria, the musical extravaganza from the Dragot Royal Theatre Company, the Ballad of the Star-Crossed, starring Hermes Amerv... Oh God, sorry. Ivanovich. My tongue got stuck in my mouth looking at the word. It's Ivanovich and Karolina Petrovna. and you see this beautiful render of a poster with Hermes in knight armor and a woman with long hair and sharp features. And you recognize Carolina, as she is the star diva of the Dragget Royal Theatre Company. You know that most people in Dragget see her as the pinnacle of grace and beauty. But you and Hermes, you know that she is a party girl, who is a lot ruder and behind the scenes, but in a fun way. She, in fact,
He's like the kind of... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she, in fact, was the one that convinced Hermes to talk to you in the first place.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
She's like
hell yeah.
the kind of
She's a girl's
like,
girl.
good messy.
She's a girl's girl.
She's your hijinks friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is.
She's the kind of, like, if someone's hitting on you at a bar, then you're not into it. She's the kind to come up and be like, she's not interested. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, she's exactly that kind of girl, and it brightens your day to see that. She and Hermes will be coming. And the date on the play is in a few weeks' time.
Y'all want to
I don't
cash
know
in our
if Vaz
quests
says
and then get
anything in
tickets?
particular, but go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, I was
I was
just
gonna say, I
making...
don't know if Vaz.
Sorry, continue, please.
I don't know if Vaz will say anything in particular, but she's definitely filing that away to bring up with the party later.
I was just making a joke. We should, like, cash our quests in and then get tickets immediately.
I think Nash would probably catch the way Vaz is looking at the poster.
Oh, by the way, I am going to go to Lockkeeper Dixon. It's like, so, like, can we keep the card, or is that evidence?
I'm afraid that's evidence.
Darn.
I mean, you had to ask, right? Like,
Wait a second. So, if she gets convicted, like, does that go to auction, or...
Perhaps.
I don't think we have a stake in it is the problem. We don't. Like, you were, like, you did say it kind of in passing, we have done a couple illegal things to get this across the finish line.
Yeah, Scrag is probably gonna, like, Scrag is basically gonna, like, take the rap for you guys on that front if he has to.
At the very, like, Pickles is not batting for a reward with this. He's batting for we don't get arrested for the things we did do. That's what he's going
Yeah,
for.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's the best case scenario at this point.
Yeah, Dixon Lockhart nods and goes, "Yes, I'll see what I can do. I greatly appreciate you working on me on this, but I do not agree with your methods most of the time. At least we got this done. Please try to stay out of trouble. I would hate for you all to end up behind the bars next time."
Greg already has a record. He cannot do another nickel.
I can't go back to jail.
Not so much that we go looking for trouble, it's that trouble comes looking for us.
Yeah. I mean, it's not our fault that sometimes justice and law are two different things, you know?
You are campaigners, after all.
Darn tootin'.
Darn tootin'.
Let's go cash our quests.
Yes, good night. I bid you adieu. And he walks past the lawkeepers at this point. He's clearly going to bed, going home. And but you see him start to head towards the academy.
Pickles wants to follow him.
Oh.
Hmm.
I'll
So,
catch up with you guys later.
Okay.
Nash will see Pickles heading off following this guy, and Nash is gonna follow Pickles.
all right.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
So as Vaz, Scrag, and Creek go off to eat dinner, I suppose, Nash and
Drinks
Pickles
are on Scrag, baby. Let's celebrate.
We bar hopping. Let's go.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Nash and
If
Pickles.
you're gonna do that, do cash in your quest, because I think we're a little bit cash poor right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to cash in our quest.
All right. Well, we'll do that first.
Yeah.
Both quests, actually.
Yeah. Let me just bring up the
Cash would
thing
be nice, actually.
to remember what I wrote down for what they were both worth. But yeah, you walk into the Horizon Walkers Guild house, and sure enough, there's Levi. He's putting up a new row of requests up on the board, and he looks over and goes, "Ah, you're back."
Greg slams the jaw of the Drake onto the table
Yeah,
and then says, also, we delivered the medicine.
unlike the receptionist at the Lockkeepers, Levi gives you a big smile as you do that and goes, would you look at that? Wonderful.
Finally, someone appreciates
Wonderful.
Greg.
Exactly. Scrag rassled it.
And can you hand me your wayfinder? I'll verify the other requests.
Yep.
And sure enough, you hand him it over. He flips it open, and a little light goes ping ping, as two things come up, and he nods. All right, I'll get you your work. And he hands you the wad of cash. If I can find the party sheet. There we go.
That's 2 quests in 1. That's not going to be a small amount.
Does Levi look disappointed that Nash isn't there?
He does, as he's, handing out the cash, he does, look around and goes, so, where's Tall, Dark, and Handsome?
I don't know, Mr. Average height, tan and unsubtle.
Well, he got me there. As he hands you 400 gold.
Ooh, oh,
look, 2 whole spells.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Creek looks around. It's like, oh,
Also, note you do still have 100 platinum in there that you took from Olympia's house.
Oh, yeah.
that's right.
We should probably return that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we turned that in.
Okay,
Yeah.
we will take off.
We turned in books accounting for it. We should also turn that in, or that is
Yeah.
sus.
Yeah,
Because they'll be like,
Yeah, that means we are then the tax evaders.
yeah. All right. So yeah,
Creek
there is 415 gold on the party sheet,
Hell yeah.
which I can distribute to everybody. Let's go.
Please do.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
I like how Scrag is, probably the wealthiest member of the party, despite because he doesn't really need any equipment, because he just slashes things with his hands.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have a coffee addiction. You can say it.
Yeah.
He also doesn't have a
us.
spell book.
I mean, he almost got a cocaine addiction, so quite frankly, I think Scrag is not really one to talk.
Yeah. All right, everybody should have their gold now. At least a little
Priya,
bit.
are you gonna say something?
Yeah.
And then, I was kind of ballooned. It's like, oh, well, Nash was with us a moment ago, as well as Pickles. Where did they go?
Well.
It's weird when it's not me that does it.
This is usually my MO. Weird when
Well.
other people do it.
Well, that's a shame. If you come by later, make sure you bring them.
We'll tell him you said hi in the interim.
I appreciate that. Now, you looking for any other jobs tonight, or heading off to bed?
Might as well take a look, but we're gonna go party after this.
All right.
We might need a breather after this one.
So, you take a look at the board. There's the odd one, but one catches your eye, specifically from Evis Blackthorn, saying, delivering a package to a colleague out of town. Reward 400 gold.
That's
That's a big reward.
Ditch.
Vaz is grimacing.
Yep.
I mean, money's money.
Yes, Greg and Creek are like, oh wow, 400 gold for like a delivery? That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's easy.
That's
Yeah.
nothing.
It's nothing. No, that is sus as hell, but
Yeah.
I am intrigued.
Yep. Vaz, part of your mind also goes, she's a magician, she's a mage, why can't she just teleport stuff to people? What is so special about this?
Dragon Creek are like, money.
Yep. But as the camera lingers on that, we'll cut over to Nash and Pickles. You have been following Lawkeeper Dixon Lockhart. He has made his way to the Horizons Gate Academy. And you catch him leaning against... Well, not leaning. He's standing looking up at the statues in the main area with his arms clasped behind his back. He's standing purely stick straight. Whoops. Sorry. I dropped my phone.
Oh. You dropped your diamonds.
I dropped my diamonds everywhere. Oh no! But yes, you catch him standing and waiting. He's there for probably about 10 minutes, standing almost perfectly still, looking at this statue. And eventually, you catch out of one of the doors a man come out. He is in his 50s. Dark skin, but graying hair that is cut really short in these nice-looking robes. A smile crosses his face as he sees Dixon, and he walks over. They gently hold hands, and he gives him a little smooch on his cheek. And together they start walking off towards the upper district.
I want to believe that when Pickles snuck off to go follow Dixon, he didn't realize that Nash was also trailing him. So that when they see this happen, Nash just still unknown to Pickles, just kind of leans over to him and then whispers, "Now don't you feel sheepish."
Oh, Jesus! or am I supposed to be like, fuck!
Oh, Lexidus.
No, Lexidus.
Oh.
Spying on private moments now, are we?
Listen, I still think there's a good chance that one of us wakes up tomorrow and we have news that somebody died or like somebody escaped from a thing, and it's very hard for me to trust things having a happy end.
I can understand that. If it's any consolation, the sort that Olympia might have any sway over seemed to be the type that, upon seeing her in jail, would quickly lose allegiance. She has nothing else to offer them.
That's true.
I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
they'd
not
be
too-
distancing themselves now.
Sorry.
No, that was all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know as much as Vaz does about social capital, but it seems like she's sort of run out with the city.
Yes.
Mm.
There are still obvious people here to keep our eyes on, and his eyes are gonna kind of linger on the academy when he says that. As for immediate danger, though, no. I think they'll want to stay in the shadows a bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's more than a few people that I think know us a little too well in this city. But I suppose that kind of comes with the territory of getting involved with people, really.
Yes. Especially being as conspicuous as we are.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of conspicuous, Nash, You've talked to us a little bit about the situation with your home. And we've seen... Obviously, I get the sense that you're still putting some pieces together, but... Do you think we'll need to move on that soon?
It has never been a very good idea for me to stay in any one place for very long. Somewhere like Horizon's Gate offers its own security in a sense, simply because of how public everything is. It would be more apparent if I became a known person here and then suddenly disappeared. But they could certainly still make it happen. There are a few things still left to do here in the city, obviously, but
I guess
it wouldn't...
Go ahead, sorry.
It wouldn't hurt to put some distance between us and here, eventually.
So, when I said move on it, I didn't mean leave. I'm asking what your plan for a permanent solution to that. Do you have one? Do you think there is one?
Well, that's more complicated. As for a permanent solution, I think the first step is still figuring out what exactly the problem is. I don't know what causes... He'll just kind of gesture at himself, all of this. If not for it, then hiding, blending in would be quite simple, but I imagine that's part of the point. I've got my sister working on what I hope to be a temporary solution, but it's quite complicated. She's an accomplished inventor, don't get me wrong. I mean, she's the reason I have at least this much, and he'll kind of gesture towards the makeup that he wears.
Mm-hmm.
But anything more than that, we shall see.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know that because, I mean, at the end of the day, we've all got a lot of different goals we want to do, but it doesn't... If we're gonna all be rolling together, you know, we don't want you to... I'd rather you be able to move comfortably. You know, if we need to go out of our way a little bit to make that happen permanently, then, you know, I want to do it, and I want to start formulating what we need to do for that. You know, my whole situation is its own thing, and I have an idea of what I need to do what I want to do, but if it's something that, you know, will get in the way of you going where you want to go, doing what you want to do, you know, I don't want you to have to keep running. You know, I mean, if we're going to be a party and we're going to work together, you know, we should work together.
You can kind of tell by, like, the corners of his eyes that he's giving a soft smile at that, and he'll say, yes, that would be nice. In that case, an eventual trip to see my sister would be in the cards, but...
Okay.
Well, beyond that, my only leads are currently back to the Shadow Plane, and I'd like to avoid that as much as I could. See what else there is to find on the surface first.
Mm-hmm. Don't say that would be nice like you think it's never gonna happen. I'm a badass wizard. Impossible things happen all the time.
That is true. I do have a bit more to do in the city before we visit her, though. I can't rightly go asking her for something and show up empty-handed. I still need to find a way to get those airship plans.
Well, I mean, I feel like we might have a little pull in the city now. Probably not a whole bunch, but you know, we can probably finagle it. I also don't know if you saw, but it seems like either somebody who's got the same name as Vaz's Bow, but probably Vaz's Bow, is gonna be in the city soon. I saw that poster.
That does buy us more time to be here, and I do think that if only I could get my eyes on those airship plans, then I could get what I need. And he kind of says that as though, like, there's some kind of joke that only he gets, but he does not elaborate.
Anyway, we should head back to the others before Nas catches wind of this and makes a lot more assumptions.
All right. So you head back to the pub. Everybody else has already started drinking, celebrating. And you do so into the evening when everybody goes back to their respected inns for the night. Vaz, you find yourself in the woods. It's dark. It's foggy. And the stench of vegetation hits you hard. You are carrying something, but you dare not look down. You get to the edge of a pond in the forest clearing. The cool air stings your skin, and then you throw what's in your arms into the pond. The body of the fetchling that you killed, bloody and pale. It begins to sink into the pond, and you see that there's blood all over your hands. And your hands aren't right. The fingers are too long. The nails are sharp and jagged. You feel a weight on your back as a voice whispers in your ear. I'm so proud of you, daughter. Be a dear and fill the pond for me. And there's an overpowering stench of rot that makes you dizzy. Everything goes black, and you awaken in a cold sweat. The same four walls of the Seafoam Inn. Your hands are yours again, but you can still smell the rot of the hag's breath. And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Leanne, I don't like that.
Really?
And
You don't like
I
that?
don't like
hate-
that.
You don't?
Don't much like it myself either.
Not a fan. Not a
Hey,
fan.
there's a grand
Like,
there's a grand total of 0 fetchlings that I would be okay with that being.
oh my god.
we I think we know which one it is.
Yeah, it's the one she
Yeah.
killed. One body in the pond. Anyways, good night, everybody.
Good
Wow.
night.
Bye.
Bye.